keep away from me, Smith. I'm an agent of Goldstein. I didn't know it myself. Thought crime is so insidious. It just creeps up in you. My daughter found it out. Very proud of her. Very grateful I've been discovered before it's too late. They won't shoot me, will they, Smith? I know I could be very useful in a labor camp.
Room 101.
No. Please. You don't have to take me there. Why? There's nothing I won't confess. Nothing. I've told you everything already. What is it you want me to know? Take him instead of me. He's the thought criminal. It's him you want.
Another faggot, nigga. Call me another faggot. Call me a faggot.
Calm down, dude.
Bitch ass nigga.
Calm down, dude.
Call me another faggot, nigga.
He has a knife.
It's not a knife, nigga. It's a turkey cleaver.
Get off the bus, you idiots. Go to hell.
What a way to start the day, everybody. And what a day it is. 'Twas the night before revolution. All right, who's on board? Who is ready to fight the power? A lot of people have jumped ship already, but a lot of other people, people you don't know, what you would call your average citizens, are showing up to DC in droves. Now, what does that have to do with the video that I just played? Absolutely nothing. I just wanted you to see the new America. Just remember, this is what we're fighting for, everybody. Transsexuals with, what do you call those, grill forks fighting on public transportation.
Faggot, nigga. Call me another faggot, nigga. Call me another faggot, nigga. Call me another faggot. Call me a faggot.
Calm down,
I mean,
bitch ass nigga.
calm down, dude.
Call
Put
me
the
another
knife
faggot,
down.
nigga.
He has a knife.
It's not a knife, nigga. It's a turkey cleaver.
Get off the bus, you
it's a
idiot.
turkey cleaver,
Go to
motherfucker.
hell.
Call me a faggot. Shit. I just came back across that. I saw it before, and I didn't get to play it yesterday, so I thought that would be fun. You know, there's people. I don't know why really like yesterday's show. I got a lot of positive feedback, and I rewatched it. BlackVill'd is the only show I watch on this network, and I didn't see what was great about it. But you know, if y'all are saying it was a good show, I'll believe you. I'll take your word for it. Now, speaking of good shows, Our correspondent from the show BlackVill'd is on the way. He's en route. I can't give too much info out because apparently it's a very dangerous situation going on in DC for a lot of people, especially if you are on the wrong side. But there's a lot of people attending this, what would you call it, a rally? I don't know. I don't know even where it's supposed to be, like the actual location. Maybe it's the entire city. Maybe enough people will show up, they can fill up an entire city. And I have been watching videos and seeing photos of massive caravans from all over the country with Trump flags all over it, you know. I saw one in California. It says, driving to D.C. And I was thinking, I don't think you guys are going to make it in time. But maybe y'all could be like the reinforcements if anything happened. And, you know, your forces or whatever started to be overwhelmed. You could have, you know, you could flank them with your California brigade. So yeah, lots of people from all over the country traveling en masse to D.C. Here's a video of a plane, supposedly a plane full of D.C. rallygoers. It didn't look that full. And talking to Dick, his flight was absolutely packed. And there was a very large gentleman sitting next to him, and then a woman with a child also in the same row. So it's been not a great travel day for one of our correspondents. But if you are not following us on Parler, check us out on Parler, where we are giving all the updates related to DC. Right now we're doing all DC all the time. Maybe a few other things that are pressing, such as the cop in Kenosha will have no charges filed against him. But let's get back to the just large groups from all over the country traveling to D.C. Here's another little clip. They were all subsequently removed from that plane and jailed for COVID violations. Just kidding, but it wouldn't surprise you, would it? It wouldn't surprise me either. Now, there has been a lot of talk from people close to me, close to the network, about how everything in DC is a big trap. And it's like I always talk about, the authorities, if you will, are way further ahead than you think they are. You know, 5, 6, 7 steps ahead. And so it might be confusing as to what you should do. Now, I think that the majority of people going to D.C., vast majority, we're talking 80 to 90% in my opinion, are going there to have, what is now a classic American right-wing rally in D.C., which is, I've pointed out before, will do absolutely nothing. But maybe, just maybe, there's a chance with the correct provocateurs in place, it could turn into something real, something viable. An actual change might happen, might come about. Again, the percentage of that happening, the odds of that happening are extremely low. Extremely low. Much like my hope for this nation. I think it's already over. Let's say, no, let me not say that. Let me say this. If these crazy loons in D.C. wound up, God forbid, storming the Capitol, storming D.C., instead of being distracted by the Washington foot soldiers, the fighters against fascism, the new freedom fighters that really are just there to keep Trumpers distracted from accomplishing anything meaningful. If the right wasn't distracted by these people, there is a small chance that tomorrow could be the beginning of a new era. But it will probably be the continuation of an old error. I just did that off the top of my head. That's why you watch, folks. Because Vill's always thinking up these things to keep you entertained. I reached out to the founder of the Proud Boys recently, like within the last 30 minutes, Enrique Tarrio, who is just, by the way, I said founder just to make people mad, who just got out of jail, I guess, recently. Supposedly, I'm trying to get him to call in to set the record straight. I haven't heard back from him. He probably won't call. No big deal. But as of right now, he supposedly had 2 high-capacity magazines that were, again, supposedly gifted to him. And those are illegal in Washington, D.C., apparently. Now, he also, this is all third party, he also claims when he stepped off of the plane at the airport in the, I would assume, Baltimore, Washington International, there was 7 police cars. They drew guns on him. They arrested him, and this was all for a misdemeanor charge of something equivalent to vandalism. This dates back to the Washington, D.C. rally in December, where a Black Lives Matter banner was burned. And so they gave him the old Roger Stone treatment, and it makes you wonder why certain people get treated a certain way, especially an African-American man of color. And other people get treated with kid gloves and are protected from anything from the local police force to the FBI to even the National Guard, which has now been called into D.C. I have heard that the National Guard won't be armed. So you just got a bunch more people standing around doing nothing. But we did get an Enrique Tarrio video.
Mr. Ford.
This is him being released from jail and talking about what happened.
Mr. Enrique.
Hey, Amy.
Hey, you want to go in the car?
Yeah, in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm not showered. I need to shower.
MAGA chicks. Hell yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Come on now. Hey, honey.
Well, your ass won't be coming back into
Now it's a party.
D.C. no more.
Tengo mi carro acá,
No,
si
I
quieres meter.
can't come back into D.C.
Yeah, you got 6 months. My guys could come back.
You're a fucking disgrace.
Thank you.
Shut up,
I
lady.
appreciate it.
We love you. God
Thank
bless
you, guys.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you so much for everything you
Thank
do.
you. Thank
If
you.
you won't be in D.C. no more, bitch. You won't be coming back into D.C.
I have no idea.
No
I'll
one
think about
cares
that.
what you have to say.
Say it with the fucking sign.
Get out of here.
It's the Proud Girls, ladies and gentlemen. A new organization and enforcement arm of the Proud Boys. There's now the Proud Girls, headed up by Tara LaRosa. And the Proud Girls have started a new, or allowed the creation of another proud organization known as the Proud Trans Thems, or something like that. I think it's all a joke. But is it funnier if it is a joke or if it isn't a joke? I haven't decided. It would be very clever if the founder of the Proud Girls was just in on a really elaborate joke to anger the Proud Boys and at the same time raising support for a fake organization called the Proud Girls. I think it's genius. Let's wrap this street interview up. I'm surprised that there's not way more press here.
Proud
I have to go to the police station.
You know how darker than I am.
No, I have to go to D1.
We don't want you walking by yourself.
Where do you go from here, sir?
We don't want you walking by yourself. Us gals are going to protect you.
I gotta go pick up my stuff.
Hey, I know that guy.
And where's your stuff?
Rumor has it, that fella there was, I don't want to get this wrong, but I'm going to wing it. I think he was the guy that went to that Vic Burger guy's house and was like, I think you should stop, making fun of the Proud Boys. I would be a little concerned if this guy showed up to my house, this guy over here, and was like, not for nothing, maybe you should shut the fuck up. But nothing came of it except probably some sort of harassment charges.
I have no idea yet.
Okay. How are you getting a ride out of D.C., sir?
What do you say to supporters? What do you say to your supporters?
I've never seen Enrique Tarrio without sunglasses. This is shocking.
I love them. Thank you for supporting me, and thank you for your continuous support, and we're going to keep pressing forward.
What do you mean pressing forward? What does that mean?
Okay, now listen to this next line of questioning. I found it interesting. There is a guy saying, asking Enrique, what do you mean by pushing forward? What do you mean by continuing the fight? The fight against what? And I won't, I won't make any comment on it. I just want you to pay attention because I've also been trying to figure this out. The goal of the organizers of these rallies, what is the fight? What is the struggle? How do you put it into words?
What does that mean?
We're going to keep fighting.
Fighting for what?
For the same thing that we've been fighting for this whole time, for this fucked up election, for the tyranny, for picking me up. Just exactly like they did with Roger Stone. They picked me up with like 7 patrol cars for a misdemeanor. They shut down the entire bridge, pulled me out of the car at gunpoint for a misdemeanor. So we're going to keep fighting.
How are you going to get out of it?
I don't need to be.
I would be irritated about that myself, seeing as though you got way more violent people all day, every day, and even they don't get this treatment. We're talking murderers, rapists, attempted murderers, leaders of violent organizations that have absolutely called for the destruction of the United States, the government, the way of life, the nuclear family, everything you know and hold dear. They've, in my opinion, done way worse things, and this treatment never happens. I don't know if it's better or worse, but sometimes these people get what's called vanned, so they're protesting on the streets, and then like a van pulls up and they just toss them in there. That might be more scary because it's less public, but I think that's just so they can be like, all right, we knew you'd be an asshole on camera if we tried to hand you this ticket. So then they hand them the ticket and then they kick them back out of the van. I don't think they ever go anywhere. You never see these people getting vanned and then, there's like never a follow-up to it. It's really odd. Because they probably get let go and it's not as good of a story as, they threw him in a van and they just never saw him after that. So there's one of the, I guess you'd call them rally leaders. Here's a development that happened I was very curious about, and that's because I believe we were supposed to meet up with this person. But Milo Yiannopoulos has canceled his trip, claiming he just had a knock at the door. He says, I won't be going to D.C., whatever operation they've got running to fuck with patriots. It's massive, and they aren't playing around. Take care, everyone. Now, not to be a Tuesday night quarterback or anything, but if this is the case, and the FBI is threatening and intimidating people because they don't want this rally to happen, shouldn't that then be your obligation to go to the rally and speak out against shadowy government tyranny You know, these are law enforcement agents of the United States, so you pay for them. This is your tax money at work. So if you had the FBI deliver, documents or whatever that says, hey, we're not fucking around, you don't go to this thing. Isn't that a violation of your civil rights? Now, I know Milo's an immigrant, but even our legal immigrants supposedly have the same constitutional rights and protections as U.S. citizens. So if you are the leader of a movement, which people would consider Milo to be, I don't know if Milo would consider himself to be the leader of a movement. I'm pretty sure at one time he would. And whether you would agree with the movement or not, it'd be hard to disagree that he's not or was not a key member in like this new right resurgence, dare I say alt-right in its original form before it was co-opted by the FBI. But it just seems to me like, and no offense to Milo, but I mean, shouldn't this be the actual thing you're rallying against or protesting against? Is intimidation by federal law enforcement for your ability to be able to attend a rally for the President of the United States? Is it really about election fraud? Is it really about counting the Electoral College? I saw another stupid fucking conspiracy theory today where it said, tomorrow's the big day, the final piece of the puzzle, which I've been hearing for years, and it wasn't this one. Mike Pence is going to swoop in, which he's already publicly declared he's not, as he fist bumps with Democrat members of Congress after the supposed stolen election. So it's up to Pence to stop this. Pence is not going to stop that. Like, how have you not figured out that by you going along with this narrative of this super secret plan, the ultimate plan that's going to usher in a new era of Trump and kick out all the trash from Washington, don't you realize that's just part of the other guy's plan to keep you thinking that you won't have to do anything? But what better opportunity to do something than you now being in D.C., which is looking like it might be the biggest right-wing congregation in history, in the nation's capital. But if the government and their fucking goons can convince you that it's all about the election thing and keep you distracted by making you think that's why you're all there. It's this, we're going to stop this election fraud. And that's the narrative you run with the entire time. And you don't realize that that is also a distraction. They're very afraid right now at the potential of this mob becoming violent and angry. Now, you saw a fraction of a percentage of the right-wing Washington, D.C. crowd. You saw a fraction of that amount of people burn down entire cities. People claim to be worried about the police. On average, as I've stated before, in the United States, and this is just public information, citizens outnumber police 1,000 to 1. That's on average. So hypothetically, in D.C., what do you think they're outnumbering the police at tomorrow? It's probably 10,000 to 1. God forbid the right finally gets irrational, well, not even irrationally, finally gets angry at the powers that be. Could you imagine the shit show? You wouldn't be able to stop it. The military wouldn't be able to stop it. The National Guard wouldn't be able to stop it. The left wouldn't be able to stop it. Everything that would get in the way of this mob would be fucking steamrolled by the potentially hundreds of thousands, maybe million people in D.C. that claim to be, but I don't believe it, claim to be fed up with the system. We're fed up. We've had it. We're so fed up. We're going to go to the streets, flags in hand, MAGA hats on head, and we're going to hang out, God damn it. We're going to hang out and chant. We're going to listen to people on megaphones talk about injustice. Did the people on the megaphones tell you how to fight injustice? I watched Braveheart last night. Been a few years. Great film. And the repeating narrative of Braveheart, the repeating theme was all the protagonist wanted was freedom. He wanted freedom. Now, this was a time where we didn't have the conveniences that we do today. This was a pre-electricity Scotland. This was the 1400s. And their idea of freedom was not being ruled by the British, the tyrannical British. The same narrative, the same story can be told about the American Revolution. So if men have historically fought for this idea of freedom, what do you think is different about today's freedom versus yesteryear's freedom during those revolutions? And how is oppression different because it's not a foreign government current day doing the oppression, but rather your own government? The end result of your oppression is still the same. I'm sure there's plenty of well-to-do people out there who say, I'm not oppressed. But when did we start equating freedom with the amount of conveniences we have or the amount of money we have? See, they tried to buy off, the King of England, Longshanks, tried to buy off William Wallace numerous times with gold and land and titles. But William Wallace said, that's not freedom. That's a bribe. So what's the difference between being bought off with land and gold and titles in the 1400s by the king or being bought off with bullshit rallies, fake concessions? You're still being taxed to death. Your money is still used to oppress you and people all over the world. If you don't believe your money is being used to oppress you by your own government, what is this? I believe that says the United States Department of Justice. Well, when I went to the courthouse steps for justice, I found out it was just me, or something like that. I'm kidding. It was just us. And I think it was, I don't know, Malcolm X or somebody said that. But this is what your government money is used for. When you finally try to exercise your constitutional right as a tax-paying citizen, the same people who fund oppression, you don't look at it as extortion, but this is how your money is used. It's used to take key figures and what is perceived to be a dangerous movement. Keep in mind, it's not a dangerous movement when it's on the left because they know that they're controlled. And to a large extent, the right is controlled as well. But the right does not have the cohesion of the left. If you can control a cohesive group, such as the left, there's really nothing to fear. But you can't control the right forever. Now, you'll soon get your opportunity. Soon, think about what this will signal if the DC rally goes off tomorrow without a hitch, nothing happens, Joe Biden's president. It will signal to the rest of the country that the only moment you had to actually stop it, to stop the tyranny, the extortion, the oppression, everything you hate about what the government does, the rampant immigration driving down your wages, the constant war to the tune of anywhere between $6 and $10 trillion. Now think about the math on this. If you would have got all of the $900 billion, I believe it translated to like $2,300 per person, or maybe that was the 2.3 trillion. So if we went with the high end of what we spent on war, that's $10 trillion. Now, I'm not saying this would ever make a difference in American society and would probably just spike inflation, but just think about what if they didn't spend on fucking war to enrich military contractors and themselves. $6 to $10 trillion in the American people's pockets is an insane amount of money. Your life could have gotten so much better, but they don't want your life to get better. They want it to get worse. They want everybody on the same level of misery. So they import the rest of the world, knowing that the rest of the world is not compatible with American society. It soon will be, because this won't be traditionalist American society anymore. They just continue fighting enemies that have no chance of ever harming the United States. We're about to go to war with Iran. I mean, Biden is basically already ready to go to war with Iran. The rhetoric is starting back up, and we don't know who controls that rhetoric. It's probably not Iran, though. It's probably the CIA, as they've been not even caught, but just have admitted to doing time and time and time again for what seems like every war we've been in since World War II. It's never enough to get the American people into war based on truths. So our government creates lies for us to incentivize us to waste our money and our American children's lives on fighting a meaningless war to enrich people who want you subjugated. Off on a weird tangent. I know, I get it. But this is your last chance. I don't think you will have a rally again as big as DC tomorrow. I don't see it happening. There's nothing else for the American right to be this mad ever again. This will potentially be the very last missed opportunity. I'm going to check in on comments real quick. I figured not many people are working today. Watching today because of what's going on in DC. But I want you to know that if you follow our Parler or our Telegram, we're going to be very DC-centric tomorrow. Well, today and tomorrow. We've got 2 correspondents on the ground in DC. Other correspondents of ours have said, this is a bad idea. This is a shit show. The government is going to crack down on these supposedly free Americans exercising their right. And I go, isn't that why you should go then? Phyllis Cypher says, any good riot streams? Check out our friends on DLive over at Happening Center. Tell them Murder the Media sent them your way and that we might have a feed for them tomorrow. He also says, today we should be chill in DC, but we should probably absolutely destroy the government tomorrow if they fuck it up. We'll see what happens. But forgive me for assuming that nothing will happen. No revolution will take place tomorrow. The revolution has already happened. And you lost. You lost. And it's sad and it sucks. What's the next step? I don't know. There's claims in the chat of they're going to do false flags. They've done false flags for years, for decades. It means nothing. Maybe they will. Who does the false flags and what would ever prevent them from doing false flags? That's the questions that need to be out there. But everybody on their fucking soapbox in D.C., the leaders, they're probably there for a reason, to keep you distracted. What are the leaders talking about? What are the leaders saying to the masses of people? Maybe we shouldn't be listening to these leaders because they've led us to nothingness. At the same time, hey, and more power to them. I don't want people to think this is a shot at the leader guys. They're getting fucking loaded off of this shit. It's an amazing grift. I wish I was part of it. Because could you imagine getting paid to travel the United States and get funding by, you know, your, no offense by this, but your flyover country people who feel like you're out there doing the Lord's work? You're out there saving the rest of us, saving the West. But these people, they don't think over long terms. They think with what's right in front of them, which is what's so frustrating, yet potentially very profitable on Parler. Don't send them this clip. But look, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm all about the Parler grift coming soon. And don't be mad at me, because it won't be the same grift. We won't be necessarily preaching the same shit that the right-wing leader guys are. But, I mean, wouldn't it be great if Murder the Media was funded to go to all these rallies and have a different take on things, a more fun take? We'll show you the same shit, but we'll get better interviews. I mean, Jesus Christ, have you ever watched a Tim Pool interview on a live stream? It's fucking dull. Wait till you see our guys out there tomorrow. Our guys who aren't choosing the right side, because the right side is wrong. Quote me on that. Grift on, homie. We so I got a picture to show y'all. And this, it's not because I'm saying this is a grift. It just, all the grift talk kind of reminded me of it. So we started a there's a new GoFundMe website. It's called Give, Send, Go. Give, Send, Go. And we were trying to get a correspondent out to DC to film this. And we did. We have 2 on the way. I won't say their names. But we got 2 guys that will be there tonight and tomorrow, all day, interviewing, talking, getting footage, and hopefully boosting these numbers up, man. Boosting them on up. Oh, the top contributor today is NSA.gov with a diamond. And I believe that's the actual government because nobody donates to this show. They know better. Anyway, so we started a Give, Send, Go, which we felt weird about for a little bit. And then I was like, no, these people want boots on the ground. They're okay with paying for people to get there so they can see what's going on live because they can't make it. So they might contribute $200, $300, $400, $700, right? To our Grift, Send, Go. Anyway, I think that we made like $7 because these people, the people who donate, they've already got their leader people that they send the money to. Now I've watched these people explode on Parler and on Telegram. These are the same people that 4 months ago were saying to me, hey, could you follow me on Parler? Could you echo my stuff? You know, I need help. I'm trying to really get into the rally thing and more respect, no disrespect towards them. You know, and then they go to these rallies. They do the same thing that has been going on since Kyle Chapman. And now they've blown Murder the Media out of the water. And I'm looking at it going, you're not that entertaining. But it's not even about entertainment. But it is here. We will keep entertaining you. You'll never be able to say, well, that was a boring stream. This guy sucks. No, it's going to be all new stuff. It's going to be a hot, fresh take on things. But anyway, I'm getting away from the point here. We, yes, I am on a watch list, several watch lists. Thanks, Chance. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. So anyway, we got donations from friends of ours, and thank you, friends of ours, for those donations. It was probably donation, yeah. But anyway, other people that we know personally, friends with. We're not disparaging anybody, but it's like they go to one fucking rally. They get in the right camera frame. They show the right poster or pitch the right Parler account. Fucking blown us out of the water in a matter of a week. It's disgusting. So we started going to rallies. You're going to start seeing us at these rallies now. Now, we did DC on incredibly short notice, so it cost us a lot of fucking money. It's been $2,700, and Dick just bought a $29 sandwich at a certain airport in Chicago. Like a rabbit. Can't give away too much info, though. Hare. Oh, hare. Get it? Rabbit. But we're going, and we hope that y'all watch our shit. I don't think we'll have plate carriers on. I don't think we'll be macing people. If anything, we'll be giving free key bumps to the crowd and passing out Party Bear t-shirts. Doesn't that sound like more fun? But at the same time, I'm hoping, and I hope to start going to these things too. Like I said, this is very short notice. And start having rallies on fucking Saturdays, please. Jesus Christ, people work. But I mean, there's part of me that says, I think Murder the Media correspondents, rather than being that dickhead on a megaphone, saying the same shit over and over again, might just point and go, what about that building? What's that building? What's that big white building in Washington, D.C.? It looks all fancy. It looks warm in there. Why don't we go in? I mean, we pay for that. It's our building. Why don't we run in there? You know, I mean, fuck, there's 50,000 of us right here. You guys ever seen the Capitol from inside? You know, real shit. Not standing on a fucking box and just repeating the same shit you have for 4 fucking years that has got you to this exact moment in time. Key bumps of Pervitin for the spirit. Big callback to the 1930s and 40s from Kevin. So apparently, it's I don't know how true this is, but I've read that plate carriers are illegal in D.C. Now, I think that this had to happen in order to get to where we're at now. But why are there plate carriers to protect you from other United States citizens if these same citizens claim that the problem is the United States government? If the Black Lives Matters and the Antifas are all about the destruction of the United States, starting with the system and the government, why are they fighting people who feel the need to wear plate carriers because they get stabbed at these things? Why do they wind up being so pro-fucking fascism and establishment that the right has to wear insane amounts of protective gear to not die at the hands of people who are supposedly anti-government? I mean, it's not a stretch to assume that the people going to this rally, maybe it is a stretch, now that I think about it, but it shouldn't be a stretch to assume the people that go to these rallies on the right, the ones that are going to D.C., do not trust the government, feel that the government is tyrannical, feel that the government needs to change. How many times have you seen boomers calling for the removal of Republican congressional people and leaders? He's got to get the fuck out of there. These are all quotes. He's got to get the fuck out of there. Hang him high, tar and feather him. That does not sound like pro-government people to me. So why are the two sides that are supposedly anti-government, why have they not stopped attacking each other and turned their sights to the actual government itself? Hold the government accountable. You're always hearing, hold the police accountable, you know. Hold so-and-so accountable. Why are you not allowed to hold the government accountable? And why is the anti-government, traditionally anti-government side, which is the left, so pro-government to the point of stopping the potential shutting down of the government they want shut down? Why are they protecting the government? Why are the people on the right, why are the speakers on the right distracting all their followers from the actual problem and saying, here's the White House and the Senate, you know, here's all these buildings that are concentrated in Washington, D.C., where your rulers, your tyrannical rulers, rule over you. Oh, but there's 300 Antifa members. Let's go fuck them up. It would seem, without being too accusatory, either the leaders of the rights movement are also useful idiots, or they're in on it. I don't know. And if they're neither, then they need to wake the fuck up. If they're neither, then they need to start saying the right things. You want to be a leader, be a leader. But back to the grift sin goes, we didn't raise hardly any money for DC. I am largely funding this out of pocket. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. But at the same time, we're doing more important work than your... and the picture I'm about to use is not accusing this person of not putting in any work or being a traitor or anything like that, or subverted by the government or controlled. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just giving you a juxtaposition of the plight of small-time media that has trouble growing because of all the hurdles that other people don't face, which happens when you speak the truth. I got a weird, extreme headache and fever out of nowhere last night, and I go, this is it. They gave me the COVID. They gave me the COVID-20. The wrong person heard the words coming out of my mouth. And they dosed me, and this is it. I for real thought I was dying. It hit me so fast. Give, Send, Go. This is who we used to set up Dick's travel fund. This is Enrique Tarrio of the War Boys, also founder of the African-American founder of the Proud Boys. And this thing went up not that long ago. The original goal was $100,000 after he was arrested. Supposedly, he won't call me. I tried to reach out to him. He won't call me and straighten things out, so we're going to run with what I read on Telegram. Supposedly, it was a $500 bail, and he is out. The original goal for this Give, Send, Go was $100,000. Now, that means that the creator of the Give, Send, Go said, I need $100,000. This is bad. And a lot of people saw this and sent it to me right after it was created. And it was immediately at $25,000 about. 10 minutes later, I get another update on the Give, Send, Go. $52,000. The figure I'm about to show you is not what it is representative of now, because this is at least an hour old. But it started out at a whopping $100,000 for an Enrique Tarrio defense fund. It was created by Enrique Tarrio himself, who will not call. But if you listen to this, Enrique, I know you watch. I know the War Boys watch. It's at $102,000 raised. Keep in mind, it started out at $100,000. Like that was the goal. Now it's $200,000. I couldn't imagine. Could you realize if, let's say one of our correspondents gets arrested tomorrow, it takes off, it turns out he just got a urination in public ticket, which is most likely the case to happen. And we raised $50,000, and with that we paid the $30 fine. It would be like when, what's his name, Edward Norton in Fight Club went to his boss and beat himself up, and then he got a salary to never come back into work and free travel vouchers to travel all over the country and spread the good word of Fight Club. 50 G's would have us at every major event, every major fucking rally, every murder of the media party would be insane. That's right, we party here, folks. Big Murder the Media Fest coming up in March. Late March. That's right. We do shit. But we do shit few and far between. Because we don't have funding. So what's wrong with the grift? I would love to see what the Give Send Go is up to now after they boosted it to 200,000. And for a fraction of that, ladies and gentlemen, Murder the Media could be all over the country and all over the world. Spreading Murder the Media glory in chapters everywhere. Correspondents all over the world. With a little bit of grift money. Every single rally could be covered by a Murder the Media personality. A friend of the show. A friend with the same goals. A friend of the network. Man, I think that this year, big things are afoot. But anyway, Enrique Tarrio, congratulations, everybody. Enrique Tarrio is up to $102,000. That's of, I don't even know how long ago. It's got to be at least 45 minutes ago. So, is Murder the Media above the grift? Well, as you've seen already, no. But I think I'm going to get in on the grift game. I don't want to work anymore. I want to travel. But I'm not being a dick about it. I mean, you know Ville, baby. You know Ville will be more entertaining. It sounds like I'm begging now, and I'm not. I think it'll happen all in good time. But what a life, what a career. Again, congratulations to Enrique. I'm honestly jealous. And I'd like to borrow 5Gs. I know you got it. Oh, what is next on the list? And it is good. I've done enough. So we're going to apply for a partnership again, and on DLive, which gives us some perks like we can put our own shows on replay instead of hosting other people. So there will always be something on Murder the Media. It'll just loop. And we got enough shows to where we could potentially be looping reruns of, 2, 3, 4, 5 hour blocks. Now, most other shows on DLive do like one show per channel. So when they replay, it'll be the same, 1 to 3 hour show looping. Well, on Murder the Media, if we get this partner status, it'll be whatever shows we've had that day. So we're talking, many hours of content on reruns versus just one show. It'll be all the shows. So if you miss it, you can catch it on the replay. Now, you can click the replay button now and watch replays. But what I'm talking about is if we get partner status, the channel will always be live doing replays, which means that's when our follower and subscriber base would potentially jump. I forget where else I was going. Oh, so in order to do that, we have to meet certain criteria. We have to stream a certain amount of hours. There's like 5 things you got to tick off. Now, we got denied last time for partner, which is a real bummer. And we will be applying again, but we have to meet these goals. So I'm trying to do a little bit longer streams and stuff. Y'all know me. I can keep it entertaining. I got shit to do. But let's check comments again. We got a diamond from Misha B. Thank you, Misha. We got several diamonds. She's the #1 contributor. Come on, government. Step it up, NSA.gov. All right, let me scroll up a good ways, and then we'll start reading. Look, it's going to a good cause. He's hiring a team of graphic designers to develop some really kick-ass PB merch. How much longer, and I wouldn't be mad at this, how much longer before Enrique starts his own thing, not connected to the Proud Boys? Not the Crowd Boys, the Crowdfund Boys. I think he could be successful out on his own. And why not? Let me grift a little more while I'm on here. You, the viewer, are very important. We really need you to, and appreciate when you do, share our things and tell your friends that you got to check this out. Check these guys out. So again, thanks for watching, everybody. And if you want to help out, just tell people about us. Free. Miss Quesadilla says she wants to party. Send me a DM. We'll see if we can get you down to Murder the Media Fest. Joking. Girlfriend watching right now. Joking. Dat Boy Jordan says, this is absurd. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous, Joe. I know what you're thinking. He's just grifting and making all this money. I would imagine the majority of those donations didn't come from his group, the Proud Boys. They came from the Proud Booms. They came from the... Look at it like this. What Enrique is doing is very similar to like the Southern Poverty Law Center. It's like the opposite of the Southern Poverty Law Center. He's scaring the old boomers into being like, hey, I'm your last line of defense. I'm there. I'm stopping this tyranny, yo. And I'm black, so you should be obligated to donate to me because, you know, slavery. Leroy Jenkins says he wants a coin. I found an old coin that some of those guys gave me a few years ago. And it's all green and corroded. I found it in a drawer in my kitchen. Yes, we do. We do party. We do. Spread it like AIDS, big things for sure. Y'all need better shirts. Who's Leroy Jenkins? Leroy? We have great shirts. We just don't have a lot of them. But we're working with our merch guys now. That's right, merch. Murder the Merchandise is going to be live very soon. I've been instructed today there will be, right off the bat, coffee mugs, beanies, t-shirts, hats. We're going to have... Our merchandise people are going to have to find a different hat maker because the one they have right now, they say, is not that great. So they're going to get a better one. But anyway, this is super streamlined, way better than 1776.shop. This is a direct vendor. You order from what will be eventually Murder the Media's website or Murder the Merchandise, something like that. We got to keep the name out there and fresh. And it'll just go straight to you. Like, we don't have to... We do not have to physically take a shirt that we got made somewhere that got mailed to us, then we take the shirt, we put it in a box, we go to the post office, and we send it to you individually. We have already actual merchandise people, and we're all working on the website right now, and the payments and all that stuff. So when you order something, boom, it's going to ship straight out to you. And it will be better shirts, Leroy. Vil grows on you. He's an acquired taste. Wink. And then Lucas says, Vil can grow in me. Sexy. He makes you grow. Don defending the shirt says, the MTM shirts are quality. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, they're good shirts. They're not like, you know, the shitty Hanes tagless tees with like an imprint on them. These are like really good blend shirts. But Lucas was just joking around. Plus, it's a show of strength from our side. What good is a show of strength if you're not going to use it? I don't know exactly what Trillfan is talking about, but apparently he's true and real. But what about a show of strength? It's a show of being fucking docile. It's a show of showing up. You're making a show of having a shitty party in the streets where your own side tells you, oh, don't do that. Don't say that. Oh, don't encourage that. No. Peaceful protest. Back the blue. Yeah, that ensures nothing is happening. Trollfan says a kind of invincibility. That's arguable on so many levels. Sure, your group is invincible if it never does anything. If it only just bitches quietly in chat rooms. The individuals within your group aren't invincible. No. No, they're picked off by the police who you constantly back. And I could be getting Trill totally out of context here, and if I am, I apologize. But the point still stands. If your group, you know, has members just snatched out of it, charged with petty crimes to the most insane degree of the law, How invincible are you? How many people in your invincible group aren't even part of your group? They're either paid for or controlled by the people who need you to remain docile. And I know what you're saying, well, what do you want us to do? I don't know what I want you to do, but I know what the other side does, and if your side was to do the same thing, it would be 100 times greater. Okay. The crowdfund boys, shots fired. We, the viewers, love you too. Thanks, guys. I've learned as a internet personality, you can't say you love somebody back because that's how you get stalkers. And I only want hot stalkers. So I'll wait for women who send me topless photos to tell me they love me, and I'll be like, love you too, darling. Have y'all ever had a female stalker? It's very flattering. But it's not great when, well, I'll put it like this. It's phenomenal when they're very attractive. And but then you have to wind up moving and changing your name from Robert Williams to Bill Nomerly. Billy Bob. That's William Roberts. They always called me Bob Billy. Bob Billy. Facebook, Thunderdome TV, Telegram, Murder the Media, YouTube. Oh, Instagram. I don't know if y'all are on Instagram. I'm not. Murder the Media's on Instagram. Thanks for throwing that out there, Angus. I'm buying the first MTM hoodie. You're being gifted the first MTM hoodie. Welcome to Murder the Media, Jack 108. Thanks for tuning in, Jack. Jack F. Enrique being able to raise so much legal defense money so quickly. The answer to Antifa is pho. I want 100K now. Rex, why aren't you on the scene? Could you imagine if Rex Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, was in D.C. right now? You would be a cunt hair away from being able to raise that kind of money with your personality, my friend. The comments keep coming. I just want to get to the bottom of them. Project Life Command says all mainstream news is ran and controlled by the CIA, so we need to abolish the CIA. No, this is what I'm talking about. This is the problem. No offense, Project Life Command. But everybody looks at they look at the strands that holds everything together. They don't look at the heart of what holds everything together. It's not the CIA. It's not the NSA. It's not the FBI. It's not ICE. It's not senators. Not Republicans. It's not the president. It's one giant entity at the center of all those things. So why go after all the satellite agencies when you can just go after the Deep Space Nine itself? Lucas says, I'm still waiting on my Party Bear shirt. What the fudge? Okay. Lucas, I'm going to look into that. Should have been sent. Send me your info again because I just cleaned up everything on my Telegram. And if it didn't get sent out, I don't have your address anymore. He would bring the thunder. Yeah, he would. We really got to get Rex Thompson out there. But don't worry. After DC, maybe we'll be able to start doing more popular drives to raise a little bit of cash. Keep in mind, DC was really expensive because we literally waited the day before. We waited until Monday this week to finalize everything. It was Monday at like 6 in the morning. So everything was way more expensive. But if we know 2, 3, 4 weeks ahead of time, a big event coming up, we're talking, and our Dick says when he flew out to Georgia recently, he came back and he says, I'll never fly anything but Spirit ever again. It was a $70 flight. On the way back, I was hungover. I had puke on my pants. I paid $42 and I got an extra wide seat. He, bless his heart, he thinks that's first class. But either way, he flew round trip to Atlanta from Monterey and got him a big cushy seat, and the total was, around $110. The plane ticket to D.C. was $849 on Delta. That's with a 4-hour layover, 2 of them. He's been traveling for a while now. How do I feel about Lin Wood? I believe him, but I also think he's stirring the pot. I don't know what to believe about any of these famous people anymore. These people that have kind of become household names recently, but they weren't known before the election fraud thing. I don't know enough about Lin Wood to really comment. I did see where he posted something saying that governmental agencies are recording incredibly powerful people. They're forcing them to rape children. This is from Lin Wood. They're forcing them to rape children, and then they're forcing them to kill those children afterwards. He accused John Roberts of being one of these victims of, I don't even know what you call it, blackmail, basically, where they make you rape and then murder a child on film, and then they hold it over your head and make you do whatever they want. Problem with that is, if somebody like John Roberts was to come out and go, yeah, they made me do it at gunpoint, I feel horrible about it, this is what's really going on, we need to stop it, there would be an instant revolution. All these agencies would be fucking destroyed immediately. So, I don't know, stuff like that seems far-fetched. But I do believe it, don't get me wrong. Yeah, do I put it, do I say, oh, the CIA is not capable of that? NSA is not capable of that? Of course they are. Of course they are. Come on. Like, you don't think I'm afraid every day because I say what the leaders of the right won't, can't, are told not to, just refuse to? You don't think that's fucking scary? You don't think there's part of me that's going, we're in a pandemic and people die from COVID that tend to be deniers of certain things. You don't think that I'm going to get the old North Korean umbrella prick? I fucking worry about it. I do. But I can't turn a blind eye anymore. I don't want to be, on my deathbed as an old man and go, I never spoke out. I never said anything. I never tried to wake anybody up. You know? I just sat by and watched it. I can honestly say now I haven't done that. I have not remained silent. I have not said what needs to be said. And Project Life Command says, you lost me with your Deep Space Nine comment. Okay, think about it like this. Here we go. At the heart of a human body is a heart, right? And without the heart, the human body won't live. So if you're trying to kill a man, right? If you're trying to murder a guy, you wouldn't chop off his hand and be like, we're good. You wouldn't chop off his foot and be like, we're good. You would just go after the heart. The heart, or the brain, I guess would be a better analogy. The brain is what controls the hands. It's what controls the fingers. So if the CIA and the FBI and the NSA and the IRS and all the alphabet agencies are the hands and fingers and arms, what controls the body? Why would you work your way up, these steps when your goal is at is the top of the stairs? Why would you do a battle on each? That's how you lose. And so while we're on the point, the subject, everybody's going to be in D.C. tomorrow, and they'll just rally and wave flags and go, nah, this isn't right. Historically, American history, world history, revolutions were fought over a lot less, with a lot less people, and won. Worst Take says the tribe. No. If that is your way of thinking, if that's how you feel. Even that is still controlled by the brain. If you're one of the tribe, the people worry about the tribe, then consider the tribe, if you will, an arm. It's not in actual control. It controls a lot of things potentially, and I'm not talking about the tribe and specifically. I'm just saying all these little things control a bunch of other little things, but there's one main thing that controls all the little things that control the littler things. So why go after the little things that control the littler things? Why not just go after the main thing? Fuck, man. All right, I think the NSA is gone now. NSA can replace the CIA, and the CIA is only out to start wars, and that's how they keep their funding. Who gives them their funding? Dude, read between the lines. Where does the funding come from? Fuck. This is what I'm talking about. You people are so easily distracted. No offense. No offense. These are false enemies. These are all distractions. Now I am getting that COVID-21. I can fucking feel it. Stop making me say so much, goddammit. Okay. Stay tuned to Murder the Media on Telegram and mainly Murder the Media on Parler. If somebody wouldn't mind sending out the Telegram and Parler links in the chat, that would be great. And we are going to be covering DC from a whole new angle, under a different light. All right? Yeah, it did seem a little glowy. Now I feel like I'm seeming a little glowy. You say too much, you get glowing. You know what I mean? So I'm going to stop. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Don. Guys, follow those links. Again, also at Murder the Media on Parler. That seems to be our biggest channel, if you will. So, I guess one link is wrong. You can also just search Telegram for Murder the Media. But if you're in here and you're not already on Murder the Media on Telegram, it's Thunderdome TV. So, I'm going to call it a day. We did a stream, no interruptions, fantastic. I think we killed a bunch of time. I think we touched on a lot of things. And that's it for me. Stay tuned for nothing else tonight, because there's... No, never mind. Don, would you do me a favor and host whoever you want? It's fine with me. It's such a pain in the ass to do it on this computer, and then you'll just stare at me going, hold on, we're going to host. So I'm going to end this right now. If you want to pull up that host. Guys, I'll say this while you pull it up, Don. I'm killing time. Stay here after I end the show. Don is going to host somebody. Whoever he hosts, it'll look like you're all, we send a big crowd to them, and then hopefully we'll get some reciprocity from that, and they'll send us some love back our way and host us in the future. Okay? So I'm going to end the stream now. Just stay on for a second, and it'll say that we hosted whoever with a bunch of people. Or, what do we got watching now? 4? So, all right, everybody. I'm ending.